Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
Moving away from some of the small town mentality we still have, ensuring doors and windows are locked. Something as small as that.
A stolen snowmobile and a few break-ins has a woman concerned for the safety of her parents who live in Grand Forks. She reached out to our whistleblower hotline hoping to bring awareness to people in the area. Valley News Team's Maddie Gelseth investigated and spoke to the Grand Forks Police Department, who say if you see something, you should say something.
A Grand Forks resident says his Arctic Cat snowmobile was stolen, and the culprits were also trying to get into his garage. Now, he's warning the public to always lock their doors.
Sometimes we kind of take for granted that if it's in the yard, nothing's going to happen to it. But the more that we can do individually, whether it's securing things inside a locked building, whether it's ensuring everything's locked up and disabled and there's no key available to start the engine, the better off we are.
Luckily, Tyson Bowman's snowmobile was found, but some people aren't as lucky. That's why the Grand Forks Police Department recommends you to write down the serial number and VIN number of every household item that you own. They say it won't prevent theft, but it'll help bring some of those items back home.
Those items can then be entered into a national database, and if and when they get pawned, wherever the case may be, we now have a thread to run back to who committed that particular offense.
The Grand Forks Police Department also offers a free survey service through their Crime Prevention Environmental Design. It helps give the public tips on ways to lessen the potential impact of crime with the use of environmental design.
Trimming shrubs back, increasing lighting, structural changes or cosmetic changes that can help make a location less susceptible to being victimized.
Lieutenant Zimmel says the department would rather help people with crime prevention activities than crime reporting and investigation activity. In Grand Forks, Maddie Gelseth, Valley News Live.
For more information on utilizing this free service that the Grand Forks Police Department offers, you can go to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story. And as we mentioned, this story came to us through our whistleblower hotline. If you need help uncovering fraud and corruption in your community, call our whistleblower hotline at 701-237-6576 and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth. A 25-year-old man who robbed a Fargo jewelry store last summer is facing 4 years behind bars. Victor Anthony Valakes is charged with robbery with a dangerous weapon. He also faces at least $5,000 in fines. Officials say Valakes went into Riddle's jewelry with a handgun and demanded bags of jewels. In the process, he zip-tied one employee, then forced the others to gather the jewels and bring them out to his white van. He then headed south on I-29 and led police on a chase before eventually pulling over. None of the employees in the store were hurt during the heist. A mailman is now facing charges after stealing about 100 gift cards and thousands in cash. Court documents say 25-year-old Timothy Merle Conger of Bagley, Minnesota, admitted to police he had stolen mail while working at the Gully Post Office. Conger told police while he was distributing the mail, he came across a greeting card that had already been opened and had $100 in cash inside, so he stole it. The sheriff's office says Conger took between 80 and 100 gift cards and stole around $1,500 to $2,000 altogether. The snow finally let up and the temps aren't too bad. Hutch, any surprises we should be expecting this evening?
Well, we have a pretty beautiful sunset taking place. What you're seeing is a light pillar below the sun this time as light rays get bent by those ice crystals in the clouds in the lower atmosphere. Here's a look at the radar. Snow exiting out towards northern portions of Illinois where heavy snow and even rain is falling this hour. You can see the edge of the clearing line. Clearing from the west is expected at least briefly, and when that happens, we'll see temperatures fall very quickly with this fresh snowpack. Some areas even below zero, particularly in our western counties. Likewise, clearing skies for a brief period and temperatures in the single digits. All of this fresh snow, Melanie, is going to really be ammunition for the wind that begins, and it's expected to start in earnest on Wednesday night into Thursday morning. A winter storm watch has been posted for much of our area for blizzard-like potential. basically a ground blizzard blowing all this snow around. I'll have the hour-by-hour details on that here in a few moments.
Okay, thank you, Hutch. And the West Fargo Police Department is asking for your help identifying a man they say is involved in a current investigation. If you know who the man is on your screen, you're being asked to call the West Fargo Police Department's tip line at 701-433-5333. An 18-year-old woman could be facing charges after police say she accidentally discharged a firearm in a Grand Forks apartment. Police say it happened this morning just before noon. Haley Reese told police she had mishandled a shotgun inside her home when a round was discharged. The round went through the apartment floor and traveled into an unoccupied area of the building beneath her apartment. Nobody was injured during the incident. Grand Forks police say charges are pending against Reese for discharging a firearm within city limits. The man that was found dead in his truck last week has been identified as 36-year-old Bradley Beiswinger. Police say Beiswinger was found in the 400 block of North 4th Street on Friday. While the investigation is continuing, police say carbon monoxide poisoning may have been a factor in Beiswinger's death. It appears as though he was sleeping in the back of the pickup bed and using a propane heater to stay warm. It's a crime that's increasing around the country. Car thefts are up by 30% in Minnesota alone. An official with the Insurance Federation of Minnesota says the state isn't traditionally a hotbed of auto theft activity, but they have seen a large increase in auto thefts over the last 3 years. Here's a list of the top 4 stolen cars in the state in 2017. They are the 1999 Honda Civic, the 1997 Honda Accord, the 1999 Chevy full-size pickup, and the 2000 Honda CR-V. The state fire marshal has taken over the investigation into what caused the fire that destroyed the White Owl saltwater disposal site last week. That's according to the McKenzie County Sheriff's Office. The county's emergency management said these fires tend to occur more often in warmer weather and are often due to lightning strikes. One man was taken to the hospital after the vehicle he was in flipped in the ditch. Minnesota State Patrol says the crash happened around 10:15 Tuesday morning on Highway 2, just southeast of Bemidji. 22-year-old Teresa Akers of Park Rapids was merging onto the highway when her vehicle spun out and then flipped into the ditch. Her passenger, 67-year-old Stephen Crostal of Park Rapids, was hurt and taken to the Bemidji Hospital. He's expected to be okay. Before heading back to Washington, D.C., Minnesota Representative Ilhan Omar held a news conference today at the Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport to talk about the government shutdown and the people it has affected. Omar brought along government workers who are going without pay, as well as workers who are receiving food assistance, all because of the government shutdown.
Well, we're here to say, no way. We can talk about the best immigration policy, but we don't need to shut down our government to do it.
She is urging the administration to have a debate about immigration and for the president to end what she calls his temper tantrum. And House Speaker Nancy Pelosi called President Trump's offer to end the partial government shutdown a non-starter. Pelosi told reporters President Trump must agree to reopen the government first before any discussions on his border barrier demands can proceed. On Saturday, the president offered to extend protections for DACA recipients and those shielded by temporary protected status in exchange for a deal that funds his border demands. The speaker pointed out those protections were already in place before Trump himself pulled them.
At first, when we heard the president was going to make proposal, we were optimistic that he might be reaching out to open up government so that we could have this discussion. But then we heard what the particulars were in it, and it was a non-starter, unfortunately.
The Republican-dominated Senate is likely to vote on a bill matching the president's offer, but without 7 Democrats voting yes, it wouldn't pass. And North Dakota's Game and Fish Department is making 607 any deer bow licenses available to out-of-state hunters this year. Applicants must apply online at the Game and Fish website. The deadline is March 1st. Up to 5 hunters can apply together as a party. A lottery will be held if more applications are received than there are licenses available. Any remaining licenses after March 1st will be issued on a first-come, first-served basis. The number of non-resident any deer bow licenses available is 15% of the previous year's mule deer gun license allocation. One look outside and the thought, I need a vacation, may pop into your head. And while many of us here in cold climate states look for warmer weather when it comes to getting away, there are other health benefits traveling has. Studies show that traveling can enhance your creativity by exploring new cultures. Traveling also helps people feel less stressed and boost their happiness. One local travel agent says just listening to the ocean can make you feel more relaxed.
Just listening to the ocean waves. That's why there's so many of those apps out there for you to fall asleep to. They're very beneficial to the body.
Planning a trip with a travel agent can also take away some travel anxiety because they'll be working with you before the trip.